What is up, Sunday fams? Welcome to another video where the geek and the filthy casual go head-to-head, one-on-one, where their ideas eventually clash. Today we are doing the Avengers 4 Dream Theory.
Yes.
Your dream. I'm
going to take you guys through my fantasy scenario for Avengers 4 and how the X-Men could possibly be introduced. We've covered this in our theory before, but this time we're going to take you, I guess, scene by scene, at least this week on my fantasy scenario of how the Avengers 4 plays out. So
yeah, this is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do, but we think this is going to be pretty cool. We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, so first off, the setup is Dark Phoenix has already happened, right? That's going to be airing in February. The Dark Phoenix happens, they go out in space, they have their little adventure there, and they make good with the Shi'ar Empire.
This is all happening while Deadpool 2 is happening.
No, this has already happened, right? It happened in the 90s. So when Deadpool 2 happens, they're already goody-goody with the Shi'ar Empire, and so they're going on space missions here and there, wherever they're needed. And so during Deadpool 2, they're off on one of those space missions.
Okay.
And after Deadpool 2, Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus, they go back to the X-Mansion, and she's all like, I can't wait to see everybody. And then they arrive at the X-Mansion, and it's seemingly empty. Mm-hmm. They go into the Cerebro, see if they can find somebody. They find Professor X. He's all alone.
Yeah.
And he turns to them. He's just like, they're all gone. Mm-hmm. And they're like, what? What's going on? And then he turns mad, and he's like, bring me to Thanos. Magneto comes in, and he's like, I'm coming too, Charles. And then they go off to find Thanos. Meanwhile, Avengers 4 is happening, and you've got Captain America, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Hawkeye, who is presumably Ronin right now.
Right.
The remaining Avengers, they're fighting Thanos, and they're trying to get back the gauntlet so that they can right the wrong that happened in Infinity War. Yeah. So things are going down. They're having their fight. Thanos swats Captain Marvel away, and she lands at the feet of Colossus. And Colossus is like, hello. My name is Piotr Rasputin. And then he's about to attack one of the other remaining Avengers, and then he's stuck. He's like, oh, I can't move my fist. Boom, Magneto comes in. He's like, so you are Thanos. And then Thanos is like, Magneto. And Sabanur chose his lackeys poorly. So he's aware of Apocalypse's, little adventure on Earth. Magneto goes, Charles, I can't hold him forever. So Charles comes in, he's like, boom, attacking his mind telepathically. Thanos is like, oh, you're too weak to hold me, Charles. And then he's about to break him, and then Charles is like, Piotr, now! And so Captain Marvel and Colossus, they both team up, and they remove the gauntlet from Thanos while he's being subjugated by Professor X. And then Nebula puts on the gauntlet, snaps her fingers. The X-Men are there. They're like, oh, what's going on? All the old Avengers are there. They're like, who are these guys? Yeah. And then they're like, they all look at Thanos. It's like, forget this shit. Let's just attack him. And then they all attack Thanos. We've got Cyclops, boom, with his optic blast. Magneto throwing metal shit at him. We've got Storm summoning down lightning, and all of the Avengers attacking. And then the coup de grace of that scenario, the Phoenix Force comes out of Jean Grey and melts Thanos into like this skeleton.
It just pretty much obliterates him.
Obliterates him.
Obliviate.
Yeah, so yeah, Phoenix comes in and ends that scenario, and that is the end of Avengers 4. And now
opens the doors for
for Phase 4, in which these two teams are kind of just like standing there. It's like, okay, we've taken care of Thanos. Now who the hell are you guys? And then it goes on from there. They have to
proceed to do X-Men, and
they introduce each other. They introduce themselves to each other. They'll have their little, their little party, their celebratory party.
And then Iron Man comes in, and is like, "I need you to sign this document."
Right. and it's going to be they're going to introduce themselves to the world of the mutants, and so that Sokovia Accords is going to turn into the Mutant Registration Act.
Yes.
Which turns into Secret Wars or Civil War 2, what have you. We're just going to have Avengers versus X-Men.
It's going to be amazing. I think your dream scenario for Avengers 4 is pretty epic. What did you guys think? What's your dream scenario for Avengers 4? He forgot Wolverine.
No, I didn't. I was going to address him at the end credit scene.
Okay, so okay. That's
so at the end credit scene. No, at the end credit scene of Avengers 4, right? You see Wolverine. Presumably he's dead, right? At the end of Logan, but he's like walking in like the wild Alaska. Terrain,
just by himself,
and he's all rugged and grown out and stuff, and he's all like looking at himself, like his hands. He's like he's safe. Like what happened to him? And the Gauntlet reversed his reality, and he never went through that stuff in Logan, and he's just alone back in Alaska. The not Alaska, but the Canadian somewhere. Northwest, yeah, and then he's just alone wandering, and he doesn't know what happened to him, and so that gives them the chance to recast him and reintroduce him to the X-Men in the way that he like in X-Men 1 where he found them. And they found him, and they didn't know him, right? So it's kind of like the snap back to reality is gonna have some negative effects on the current timeline, right? So everyone's back, but there's gonna be some changes. People are gonna be recast, and people are gonna not know each other, and that's how presumably they're gonna retcon all of this stuff back into the universe. But it's a reach in a lot of ways.
It is a reach. I really just hope that they just redo everything,
I mean, yeah, that's the best case scenario, right?
I don't want to see the Fox universe X-Men come into the picture.
But that's it. That's the magic and fantastic scenario of the Avengers 4 meeting the X-Men with a snap back to reality, where the X-Men being gone is just explained by the fact that they were wiped out with the first snap.
Next week, you will hear my theory. It's just as epic, if not better. But it was good to see you guys.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Watching Sundays. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked, subbed if you loved, Alt F4 if you hated. We'll see you guys next week.